wake up, you're going to wake up.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It is very unlikely to meet a person who hasn't heard of this sentence. But have you ever thought how it became such a universally accepted and common wisdom? Since when have we known this about breakfast? Most importantly, is there any scientific proof backing up such a statement which the entire world knows to be true? In the early days, breakfast wasn't considered an important meal. Before refrigeration, it would take hours to wake up, start a fire, butcher an animal, pick and clean crops and bake bread. People simply ate whatever they had around for breakfast, which was often leftovers from the night before. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, the idea of a morning meal was very simple. Heather Anderson, author of Breakfast: A History, in her book gives a simple explanation. Chickens lay eggs in the morning, and egg dishes are easy and fast to prepare. And chicken was never a breakfast food, as no one is going to kill a chicken first thing in the morning. But cured meat from a pig that was previously slaughtered could be. In the mid to late 19th century, the notion behind the heavy farm breakfast came under suspicion for mass indignation. It was around this time Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, one of America's first wellness gurus, helped lead the movement towards a cleaner living. Raised in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, which believed in the imminent end of the world and the second coming of the Christ, Dr. Kellogg had been groomed by the church's founder to be a leader in the faith. He focused particularly on patients' digestive health, decrying the evils of fatty, greasy, salty or spicy foods. Using a moralizing rhetoric to sell the idea of a healthy breakfast changed how people thought about the meal. And that moralization wasn't just around religion and health. It also incorporated the reverence for hard work. In the early 20th century, the idea that if you ate a lighter, healthier breakfast, you were going to be more efficient and productive at work added another moralizing layer. The cliche that breakfast is the most important meal and one with very specific food groups developed from those early days of cereal. After vitamins were discovered, it did not take long before in the 1940s, breakfast cereals were fortified and heralded as a source of every vitamin under the sun, making breakfast that much more important according to advertisements at the time. Another new ingredient would be added as well: sugar. Cereal began to stray off the path of health at this point into the modern sugary product we know today. According to The Guardian, this is where the first mention of breakfast being the most important meal of the day came into existence. In 1944, General Foods, maker of grape nuts, would start a marketing campaign for their cereals. In radio ads, advertisers would say,
"Dietitian tells us that morning is the time we should get at least 1/4 of our entire day's nourishment."
Of course, no scientific study was made to back this up. Who those experts were wasn't exactly explained. It was also around that time that women were entering the workforce in droves during the war and needed something quick yet nutritious to feed the kids in the morning. The guilt of a mother was used to market cereal as the best food to give to children and underline the importance of eating breakfast. It was a combination of fear of indigestion, religious moralization, and advertising that helped push the idea of breakfast as the most important meal of the day. But it was a campaign to sell more bacon that really solidified the idea. With rising cereal sales, the Beech Nut Packing Company hired Edward Bernays, a pioneer in public relations and propaganda, to increase the demand for beech nut bacon. Bernays' strategy was to convince the market that a heavier breakfast was healthier than a light one, because the body loses energy during the night and needs it during the day. Non-scientific study results were published in major newspapers encouraging Americans to eat heavier breakfast, especially bacon and eggs. And the marketing effort worked. Bacon and egg sales soared. Bernays approached a doctor employed by Beech Nut and asked him whether a heavy breakfast is healthier than a light one. The doctor at no cost reached out to 5,000 other physicians and 4,500 replied in agreement. Bernays then took this statement and used it as a marketing tool. It wasn't any kind of medical study, just an off-the-curve survey. Bernays would promote this survey in newspapers, often noting that bacon and eggs was a healthy breakfast. Although the doctors never mentioned bacon specifically, it did not matter. The marketing campaign was a smash success. Newspapers across the country reported that 4,500 doctors said that a heavy breakfast made up of bacon and eggs is a healthier way to start your day. Beech nuts profits soared, and bacon, once something only farmers might eat, became a staple in the American breakfast. If you like this video, be sure to like, share and subscribe to our channel.